welcome to Empowering Talks, a Forbes Middle East podcast coming to you from right here at the Women's Summit in Riyadh. Joining me today is a distinguished guest, Mei Mei Song, Chief Transformation Officer at the Plaza Premium Group. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
You often say that transformation isn't just about technology, but about making travel better together. How are you translating that mission into action across 150 countries? And what does better travel really mean for the modern conscious traveler?
So transformation is a big word, right? And as a business owner, one of our key, we acknowledge that travel is changing, expanding constantly, and we need to make sure there's business sustainability. What does that mean? This means using technology, using innovation, ESG as an innovation as key transformation changes. As a company, we have 6,000 employees, and to ensure that we can anticipate the future changes and we support these growth these efforts to grow is really, really important as a company. So you were saying, what are we doing for the consumer? So I'm not sure if you know what airport hospitality is. It's very niche because every time I
But
meet
it's also very broad.
yes, because every time I meet someone, they're like, airport hospitality. Like, I understand restaurants, I understand hotels, but what does this mean? And I always say, well, who is taking care of you at the airport? When you travel, it's a great privilege to travel. Like, we learn more, we see more when we travel. The challenge is when you travel, the airport experience is often overlooked, or it's often like given a bad name. It's that experience that, people don't like, they don't look forward to, or they dread. They've lost their luggage, they don't know how to get around. It's a long walk. They have to line up at immigration, and I think you've experienced that yourself. So what is really important for us is to study each airport and understand how we can bring airport hospitality. So this means meet and greet services, so we can guide you, fast track services. We can also bring about buggy services, porter services, airport lounge, airport hotels,
So everything is
F&B.
covered.
Yes, it's a whole network. And what's very unique, it's not just at the departure, it's also at your destination. So wherever you go, we can take care of you end to end, and changing that and taking care of that is very important to add to the overall experience.
And through your initiatives like Intervals and Proudly Local, you've brought art, community, and culture into airports worldwide. How do you transform travelers' needs into experiences that feel human and connected, not just convenient?
So one of my favorite parts of my job is when I travel and try to understand the airport, build the business. It's the nuances, the cultural nuances, meeting our, F&B vendors, meeting our staff, meeting partners, and all of this is very interesting. It makes the world more interesting. Actually, makes the world more rich. What we do is we want to create the airport as a destination in itself. We want people to come to the lounges to discover, right? I mean, not all the time when you go into an airport, you have the opportunity, you're maybe in transit, so you don't have the opportunity to go into the city, but to have a taste of it and have an authentic taste of it is very important. So we've done this through like our F&B. So you go to our lounge in, for example,
You have local
Singapore.
taste.
Yes, you have like Alaksa, which is very, very local. It's like street food, really, but like we polished it. Local artists, we go and curate our artists, or discover these new artists, and we bring it in, or also celebrate local festivities. These are very from Diwali to Eid, to all the different celebrations are something that I think we should embrace. Also, you can see airports are now destinations, right? We should look forward to going to the airport. We should want to spend time in the airport. And you can see like the mega airports, whether it's Changi, whether in this region, Qatar, Dubai, you can see they're creating these destinations. Like you want to go to these airports.
Yes.
So even look at the Riyadh airport, how much it's transformed, the local brands that they brought in. This is an opportunity to make the airport destinations, and that that's where the future of travel is.
Your leadership is deeply influenced by your mother, Linda Song, who co-founded Plaza Premium Group and paved the way for more working mothers in business. How has that generational legacy shaped your approach to leadership?
So yes, my parents founded the business from scratch. No one understood, or there was no comprehension of this concept of airport hospitality, and we saw them build it from, a Hong Kong, Malaysia
So you
business.
founded this concept from
Correct, correct,
scratch.
correct.
Wow,
And we
okay.
saw the hard work that they put into. I mean, one is opportunity and identifying a pain point and a gap. So my father was a serial entrepreneur. I mean, he came from a village in Malaysia, and he always looked for business opportunities. But when he was traveling to create these business opportunities, he also discovered these gaps when he was traveling. And he was like, "Well, what about business travelers for like me? Is there something that can make my experience more comfortable?" Um, and seeing him develop this, build this, the hard work, the dedication, or actually even the sacrifice is something that's really stuck with me. Um, I think that for me, it's been a norm. It really has been a norm. Just seeing, understanding the airport, seeing the hard work, but also I think from my parents, there's two different things that I really have seen. One is think 10 steps ahead, anticipate, think 10 steps ahead. My father, when he's looked at something, he's looked at all the pathways to get there. He's already planned it. Before you even mention it, he's already anticipated everything. My mother, when she travels with us, she looks at every single detail. And it's embedded in our blood. Like, even if we go on holiday together, she's checking the brand of the plates. She's looking at the design of the washroom to see how we can embed it, because space is very limited in an airport. So we're thinking how to drive efficiency, what brand, how to procure. And I think thinking wide and deep is something that I bring with my leadership.
As a second generation leader in a traditionally male dominated field, what do you see as the key steps to empowering more women into travel and hospitality? And how can inclusive leadership make real change?
So I think I'd like to answer that in two parts, internally and externally. So internally, I'm a mother of three, and I always encourage my team to listen, to hear, to listen, because us women, we're in different stages of our lives. From being single, or we have different stages, and to be empathetic, to understand is really important. Giving the opportunity, but to be honest, for us growing up, we didn't make it a thing. We have, I think, something like 58% representation of our workforce are women, because I think because the leaders were women, are women, we didn't, it wasn't about, oh, should we put a percentage of women? It was very natural because we believed everyone had a voice. We believed that everyone has something different to contribute. So to be inclusive and be thoughtful, but also be empathetic. As a company, we hire a lot of minorities. We hire a lot of, and to make sure that PPG, I mean, we're in 160 countries, right? So an inclusive environment where we celebrate different cultures, we understand the different cultures.
And you bring diverse perspectives.
Correct. And also listening. Listening is so important, because it's not one is all. Like, there's so many different perspectives, and we should understand that to deliver good experience. I think on the other side, no, you know what? Just to give you a framework, I travel probably over 30 times a year, right? Over 30 times a year. But my profile when I travel is different. Sometimes I'm traveling for work, like today, and then sometimes I'm traveling with my three children, husband, and what my needs are very, very different. So to understand, oh, and when I travel with my girlfriends, it's also very different, right? And my needs are different, and my destination is also very different. Like, there's some airports I know so well, and they're so efficient. So it's like 30 minutes, I'm already out. And then there are ones that, like, I don't know very well, I've never been to, and like there's also like anxiety, right? So to understand that and consider the different travel triggers, and understand the services that you can deliver, and understand that it's no two is the same, right? To then build our airport hospitality services accordingly is really important.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.